Hello and welcome to another episode of Lost Gotham TV. I'm your host, Barry Michael. This is an unscripted episode, and I'm gonna stop saying stuff like that because they are mostly gonna be unscripted episodes, I think. I'm still gonna move forward with the scripted episodes as soon as I can, but with just so much going on, they're a little bit harder to put together, take a little bit longer, and yeah, it's just a lot easier to do this unscripted. You know, I'm sure that other companies, other YouTube channel shows that are out there, you know, they have people around. When I'm doing this, it is me here in the studio. It's not too often that I have other people to kind of bounce off of. There's a lot more energy with their videos because there are people around. Here, it's just me most of the time getting stuff done because people are off doing their own projects. They're in school. Bakersfield College here locally has started back up. I'm about to start back at Cal State in about 2 weeks. So yeah, this is going to be an update show. We've got a few updates. Not really progress on projects necessarily, but just kind of positive news. But I'm going to start out with some negative news to get it out of the way. And it's not really anything to do with us directly, and it's not like it's really much of news. This isn't really a news type show. But at this point, I think probably most people who watch this show would have already heard that Wes Craven passed away. A brilliant director, a huge inspiration for myself and people like me. Friday the 13th has always been my favorite, which wasn't Wes Craven. You know, the Nightmare on Elm Street stuff just never caught me the way that Friday the 13th did, but you know, obviously I like Freddy. Just not as much as Jason, but Wes Craven did direct some other films that I did really enjoy and do really enjoy. I mean, I love the Scream movies. He started out in the early 70s with things like Last House on the Left, The Hills Have Eyes, and then obviously he really kind of blew up again in the 80s with Nightmare on Elm Street. There's this The Hills Have Eyes 2. Right at the 1989, he came out with Shocker, which was not necessarily hugely well received, but I thought it was a lot of fun. My favorite of his movies came in about 91. That was the People Under the Stairs. Great movie. People in it like Ving Rhames went on to do lots of bigger things, you know, obviously with Tarantino. Let's see, I don't remember the actor's name, but the young boy in it went on to, or right around the same time, he was in the Michael Jackson kind of video movie thing, Moonwalker, and yeah, so some other great. It's kind of hard to think. I mean, he was such a huge person, such a huge inspiration to me. Yeah, I hope that he rests in peace. I posted on Twitter earlier, you know, he made the world a much funnier, scarier, better place for having been in it, and he will be missed. Alright, so yeah, let's get the negative stuff out of the way. Let's push it away down. Let's move on to some positive stuff. I've been working on the Indiegogo kind of Kickstarter crowdfunding video stuff. a little bit. I'm not happy with what I've got so far, not 100%, so I'm going to work some more towards that before I put it out there. I want to put out a good project video for that, so that hopefully it draws in more money for us to be able to make bigger, better projects moving forward. And one of the things that I hope will help do that, or two of the things, I guess. I'll start with the smaller of the two. We're finally ready and up and running to produce patches for people. Our embroidery machine, we've ironed out the issues that we were having with that. It's running smoothly and fluidly now. So we will be producing a line of science fiction, action, horror, fantasy, kind of things from like movies. We'll take custom orders and just make a bunch of patches that we'll be selling. If you are interested in something, go ahead, hit us up through the video, through the links, the website, whatever. And yeah, let us know, and we'll talk about prices and stuff. When, you know, kind of on a case-by-case basis, we need to know what you want. We'll be able to give you an idea on prices. The other really exciting thing, and this is going to factor into the Indiegogo thing as well, I think, because we'll be able to make some more incentives, and that is the fact that we now have our 3D printer up and running. These are a couple of things we've made. I'm still working on a couple of pieces for this. This is A New Hope old Obi-Wan lightsaber with the pineapple grenade handle part, and the camera clip and stuff like that. There's a few more pieces to print for that. Obviously, a 3D printer is excellent for something like that, because those parts, those pieces are very hard to find and expensive. So having the 3D printer, will be able to offer parts and things like that. This is a test piece, and I'll, disclaimer, I did not look up the names of the artists, the amazing talented artists who created these 3D models. I did not. I am not claiming credit for their work. They made some amazing models, and it is a Flash Forge Creator Pro 3D printer, and between the amazing models and the amazing printer, I had to do very little to set it up. Just, barely turn the screws to calibrate the print bed. It was ready to go, and the software that comes with it on the little card is amazing. So I recommend the printer, and I'll see if I can put like some information up on the screen about these two models, the artists who created them, and where I found them. This, if you're wondering, is basically a couple of sections for a tentacle. So somebody came in and asked about a tentacle for cosplaying, and so we are, we're experimenting with some different designs and stuff, and this one looked the most like the design, the idea that I had in my head. I started to sketch out some ideas of how I would make one, and then we found out we were able to get the 3D printer, and so I started looking at designs, and when I found this design, it is almost identical. I would have started out with 4. This has 5 kind of spring sections around the outside. So it's not identical, but it is the kind of thing that I would have designed and built if I'd had to do it on my own. But yeah, 3D printer up and working, and the embroidery machine up and working, so now we can offer more services. We're going to have to update the website and update different things with all of the new services that we now offer. I've made a little bit of progress on the cockpit, reinforcing the control panel here, and running some more lights. I got a deal. I picked up some used flashing lights that kind of give some more movement to kind of the background. Hopefully, we're still doing some tests. Hopefully, it's not going to be too distracting. But yeah, we're moving forward. As always, things are slower than I would like. So yeah, hopefully we will be posting another video soon with another scripted episode. I'm going to try to knock out 2 scripted episodes because they do relate to each other, and yeah. So I guess for this episode, I will make a film recommendation, the in honor, in memory of Wes Craven, the People Under the Stairs. It's a great horror movie. Again, much like Nightmare on Elm Street. People may not know this, but Nightmare on Elm Street was based on a real story, kind of. Not a guy killing you in your dreams, but Wes Craven read a story about sleep deprivation and teenagers dying and stuff, and sleep studies and things. So he was inspired from that. What if these kids were afraid to go to sleep because someone was trying to kill them in their sleep, and people, the kind of the urban legend, people dying in their dreams and really dying in real life. And I believe that there was something similar with the People Under the Stairs. People being held captive in a house and for years. And so that's, I think, it's been a long time, but I think that's kind of what inspired the People Under the Stairs. You've got Everett McGill in there that horror fans will recognize his name from a couple of things he did. The Stephen King adaptation, whatever, Silver Bullet with Corey Haim. He went on to be in the action movie, let's see, it was the sequel, it was Under Siege 2, Dark Territory, the one on the train. Yeah, great, intimidating, scary actor. It's a great movie. You will not be disappointed. So yeah, have fun, go watch some movies, and I will see you next time.